Crowdsurfing. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
Oh, two people.
My microphone is off.
What?
Mine was on.
It was you.
Let's
I was
just
on.
make it clear.
Right here.
My microphone is on.
High five, Mike.
Virtual high five.
That's how we do it.
For professionalism. Or lack thereof.
I applaud you, sir.
Mine's on, but my wire came out.
Yeah, that's what happened to mine
gosh,
too.
what a
The
mess.
wire came out.
This is a complete catastrophe.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Crowdsurfing. My name is Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia, the professional.
I'm Millie Cleghorn.
I'm Mike Delisio.
We have our new studio being worked on as we speak, actually, or it should be. We left that door open. Those workers are going to come in.
Oops.
Anyhow. And it just
Also, that was
thundered.
a big thunder.
Oh.
Hopefully you'll hear some noise. But the good news is our studio is being worked on.
Yes.
As we
And it's-
speak, literally.
Well, I think so. We'll find
okay.
out. But it
You
is
keep
exciting.
speaking long enough, yes.
All right, folks. Hey, let's start with some professional contests. Here we got it. We have a contest for a game called Weavlings in the Wild. This is from Atomic Automation, and we got two prizes here. To enter this, you need to email us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject, put Weavlings, not Weavings. Weavlings.
Little bitty ones. Little
And
bitty
this is for
weavlers.
folks in the USA. This is for two prizes here, the core pledge. You need to answer the question, how many total Weavlings are there on the 13-section headers of the Kickstarter page?
Everyone knows that one.
7.5.
That's a lot of weavlings.
That's a whole lot
I
of
don't have an
weavlings.
answer here. Anyway, this is a puzzly solo card crawler with different kind of difficulties. It's a tongue-in-cheek romp through a new and unique world with fast takedown and setup. In fact, let me show you the game here. All right. So
I avoid the word romp.
Do you?
So there
I
are
do.
weavings.
Huh?
Because I
legendary
tend to
fake Weaver
sometimes
has
with
put
my
on
accent I say
weavlings.
rump.
Oh.
And I've gotten into like hot water with them. People are like, "What did you say?"
What about a rompecabezas?
So if I go through these headers here, there's
That's a good one.
one. Look.
Mark's not a, one thing
He's
I know
coming out
about
of the
Mark,
box.
We should not
he's
find
not a
the
big
answer
solo
while
player.
we do this, Tom. How
That's
about
a good
that?
point.
Oh, I can show. No, I'm going to show.
No, Thomas, that's one already. Now there's a. Oh, was that another one?
I don't know. It's so confusing. I helped you out. Not at all. You still have to go through and count them all.
More than one.
Oh, you know what? So let's learn a little bit more about the game from Mark.
Street.
Spotlight is brought to you by Atomic Automaton. Let's go gather some weavlings. The legendary Fate Weaver Zadara has put her chubby Fate Weavlings on a diet before they gorge her out of house and hovel. However, this has not gone over well, and it has driven them into the nearby Tinder Wilds in search of delicious meats. Fearing the worst for her beloved weavlings, Zadara has sent you, her prized weavling trapper, to bring them home. Weavlings in the Wild is a grid-based solo card crawler where you must capture the fauna of the Tinder Wilds to lure weavlings back home with succulent meat. You'll collect 10 lured population in order to win the game. However, if you receive 10 wounds or lose 10 population, you will lose and the game will end. For more information, please go check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
All right, so let's get started. We have projects that we're looking at that end in the next who knows how long. And if it's not here this week, maybe it'll be next week. These projects are on Kickstarter, Backer Kit, and GameFound.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And Indigo. No, there's no Indiegogo project.
Not this week.
We said maybe next week.
wait.
Waiting on too for Crowdox to jump in.
It could happen.
Okay, so we're starting with a game on GameFound called Philosophy, which has an interesting cover, actually. I'm surprised
Right.
this one's not doing that well, other than it doesn't look like a Kickstarter game, I guess.
I think that's
doesn't.
mainly it.
Yeah.
This is the two-player abstract game.
Right.
But you know what I do like about it is that I feel like I understand exactly how to play the game. Like right now, you can put it in
Right,
front of me.
yes.
I feel like I could play this game.
I want to
know.
point out that this conversation here has never once happened in the history of humanity unless it was done as an example.
Okay.
This whole, what a great idea, I agree, I believe I didn't think of that.
Oh,
I wasn't
right.
trying to persuade you. I was planning to push the topic this way, but the way you rephrased some of your existing ideas was really convincing.
That's not how you
cool
talk.
conversation. This is exactly how every conversation on Twitter goes.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is basically
Very, very-
the Twitter pitch, we call it.
Yeah. So you're saying the theme is a bit of a stretch. This is 100%
It's definitely an abstract.
But I don't know. I
100%.
would play this.
I think it looks really neat. I like the tiles. I like the symbols. Like you said, I looked at it for 3 minutes
Right.
and
Yeah.
knew how to play.
Right.
could imagine kind of what would happen.
Yes.
It's one of those X in a row type games. There's a lot of those where you're trying to line up certain things in a row, a certain amount. But then, of course, because of the tiles, there's manipulation. You can push the other player, you can move them around, all of that stuff.
You can jump them behind you. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I would play this.
All right.
This looks good.
It does.
The dual palate, wet and dry palate combo. That's like the front of your mouth and the back of your mouth.
No, that's
No, that would be the
that's not what that
soft
is.
palate
The soft palette, yeah.
and the hard palate.
Okay.
And the hard pass.
I don't actually. Okay, so I understand that you need a wet palette.
Yes.
Because it's a way to save your paints
Right.
from, you know, if you pour out a
out.
little bit of paint, you don't want to waste that paint because paint's
Right.
expensive.
Yes.
What's a dry palette?
A dry palette is, I mean, just that. It doesn't have any water underneath. It's just a palette. You know, like the old, like the Bob Ross. You know, and he
It's a
had his whole
surface,
thing.
okay.
It's
You
just
get
a regular.
Also known as
Phthalo
any
lines.
surface
Yes, okay, so I'm gonna go with
that
it.
isn't wet.
Yes.
I mean, so no. I mean, what's cool about this one though is it does have that stopper up there, which would be humidity control, so it will allow like your mixed paints to last a little bit longer, as well as if there's some that you don't mix. Like you're not going to put your washes on your wet palette because it'll sink through and actually get your sponge dirty. So you use like washes. I use metallics. I only use metallics on a dry palette as well.
So if
But-
I dump an entire pot of Vallejo
Will I
red
slap
on
you?
his
Yes, I will.
on his
He's not-
MacBook,
I'm
that's
not-
a dry palette?
He's not asking good faith questions. I don't understand why you need a dry palette if you have a wet palette.
because there's some things that you're not going to use on a wet palette, like metallics.
You don't want
Because-
to dilute them.
or paints you don't want to dilute.
Don't want to dilute the metallics.
Will you both shut up?
And
No, I was
sometimes
being perfectly serious.
I'm the only one who's being a jerk.
Yeah, it's wet means the paint is diluted a bit. It's thin.
it'll
thins
keep
out,
it,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and
it'll
it
thin
keeps
out
it,
over
I guess,
time.
and it keeps it also from, I guess, hardening.
Right.
I
Yes.
suppose. Yeah.
So if you paint and then you step away for a couple hours or a day or so to let the paint dry, your miniature
No one
dry.
does that.
If a
then-
paint
oh,
is
I definitely
watered
do that.
down, do you have to, and this is a serious question, like, do you have to paint more? Like, do you have to, like, does it take more for it to actually make an impact? I don't know if I'm making
I guess
any
you
don't
want it to show
understand
up
that.
less. If you watered down, you'd want it to show
are
up
you
less.
trying to do that then?
You're trying to
Sometimes,
do
yeah,
that.
because
right?
you'll make like a glaze out of it, or take it all the way down to a wash consistency. So you play with your consistency constantly, like as you paint and stuff, depending on what you're going for.
This discussion has reinforced how much I have zero interest in ever painting anything ever.
I'm glad you participated so much then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so Camilla, is this something you would back?
I would see. I just got a wet palette. Though. Thank you, Holly. Just got a.
Holly is not watching this. I can guarantee you that.
Okay. Anyhow.
But yeah, no, I think that this is neat. I usually just use sheets for they make just sheets of paper that specifically used for a dry palette, and I usually use those. But I would definitely use this as all in one thing if I did have it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Are you backing it?
No, because I just got a wet palette, and I can't have two of one thing when one still works. I don't know. I need at least 6 months to think about it and gnaw on it.
All right, drop Dots D20 jumbo dice. They were showing this off at Gen Con. I went by and I was like, I'm going to buy it. And then I realized you could not. It was just there to show off because it's for, they were talking about a Kickstarter, and I got less excited.
Let me ask you a question. If they were priced as what they are here, would you buy them? Do you think
For $35?
Do you
I
think
would
it's
buy
a
one.
reasonable price?
I would.
I absolutely don't think it's a reasonable price.
What do you do with it exactly?
Okay, so we have
Like, why?
the actual. These are from the same company because I bought these at a previous Gen Con. It's like, it looks like someone took an icing from cake and did the
Yeah.
little dot. I like these. They're good
Do you?
decoration. They're fun to throw
Oh.
around, and I want a D20 one.
Will you give it
I'll give
back?
it
Get
back.
off
Will
my
you get-
case.
I want it back.
$35. You
Mine now.
stupid statues that cost more than
Mike, I
that.
know where you sit. I
I mean,
will back
they've
up
got
my
a
chair
decent amount
into
of
your
heft, but
desk.
I'm not. I'm
not
sorry,
a
I'm
fan.
not convinced.
I'm sorry, I'm not a fan.
Oh no! Oh
Well, it's not rolling down a hill killing people.
Ooh, I like this one better.
That one would. That's the difference.
Do you get to pick your texture? Because this one.
They feel the
all
same.
the-
No, no, sir. Oh, no, no.
Okay,
oh,
let me
no.
see.
This one's like
Wow,
a.
let's look at colors.
That one's like a
I like that one a
buttercream.
lot. The Crimson
Yeah.
Cinder. No. That one's fine, but I'm still a crimson. No.
Toxic
That's
fiend.
awful.
No.
I'm sorry, they look like cake decorations.
I
Yeah,
love
Which is
cake.
imperfect.
Cake is delicious.
My
It's
birthday's
very
coming up,
imperfect.
and that's what I want.
The Crimson
Like
Cinder
as
one?
a cake,
Huh?
though.
As a cake. Oh, to be
Yeah.
clear, as a cake.
Oh.
Vanilla.
Would that be
please.
possible? I guess
With
you
a
could make that
raspberry
as a
filling.
cake.
Actually, yes. If someone comes to one of
Make it
our
happen.
conventions and brings us a cake that's shaped like a die,
I would be happy
we will
for
all
that.
eat it.
Yeah, then I'm 100%
I'm just kidding.
in.
I'll eat
That would
it.
be
I would
cool.
even pay $35 for a cake like that.
I
But
wanna
my-
learn how to-
I want to
yeah.
learn how to bake cakes just to make them.
I would get one of these.
Cake
And the
decorating.
only reason I didn't get one at Gen Con was
Done.
because,
They
and
weren't
I
there,
bought.
right?
How much do you think big dice cost? Like the regular ones, those Chessex
You're not
ones.
using them for dice, Tom. You're using them for decorations. I don't think they're
I
that
want it
great
to
for decoration.
Ooh, they're very good. I
explode
like
if I
them.
squeeze it.
That's fine. I'm allowed to not like them. Think they're overpriced.
I'm all feisty today.
You
You are feisty, man.
I like these.
Twitter much?
This is the thing, like if you walk into someone's house,
I
you're
hear
like,
your
oh,
point.
that's really cool. And internally you're thinking,
I'm glad we had this
that
conversation.
stupid guy
Thank you.
spent money on it.
I'm
What?
thinking,
Oh.
you know,
fine.
which one
Where's
of
the
your
other one?
It's all the way over
elementary
there.
Alright,
age
well,
children
fine.
made that at
Really?
school?
There you go.
Okay, moving
So
on.
far.
I agree. It looks imperfect to me. I don't like how. This is silly, but they look imprecise. I don't like that. They look handmade, and I guess that's the point. But I don't.
Oh!
See, and this one is different.
They're like boomerangs. They come back to you when you throw them.
They're the exact same garbage.
Okay,
Which would be like
Starcrossed trading card game. Here's a TCG not making $1 million, but still making 20,000 from 87 backers. We really got to get into this
Wow.
gig. I don't actually hate that piece of
Dice
artwork.
Tower
okay.
trading
Yeah, no,
card
the
game.
artwork I don't have a real issue with from what I've seen. I just don't. I fundamentally don't understand these things. I really don't.
Yeah, I think we need to find a way to do that, like Dice Kana or Tower Spells.
Oh,
Guns or treasure?
Okay, that works too. Guns or treasure.
Pick
Oh,
right
that's
now,
a thing.
Mike.
I'm going with treasure.
All right, me too. That seems like a pretty easy pick.
Yeah, that's a good
No,
pick.
This
Why?
looks like a cute little card
Guns?
game.
guns, because
Treasure,
then you
treasure.
because you take guns, you get both. You take the guns, then you get the treasure.
You gotta find me.
You know,
first.
in college, we did this psychology class, and they split us into teams, and they said, you're stranded at an airplane. They gave us a list of things, and they're like, how do you get out? And I said, the first thing I'm doing, there was a gun on the list. I said, I'm taking the gun, and I'm making all the decisions now.
Yeah.
And the teacher was like, you can't do that.
I'm the captain.
And you got kicked out of school.
They just said I couldn't do that. I felt like, at that point, they were like,
You're like, that was not in the rules. I read the instructions.
I agree. That's a valid,
very valid.
as per
Absolutely.
their parameters. That's a valid
Yeah.
statement.
these are the same people who make Rescuing Robin Hood, which I really like.
Yeah, no, I think this
Really
looks like a
great
cute
game.
little card game.
I checked this one out. Actually, I saw this before I did it for this. I just happened to come across it. It's a pretty looking game. It does not seem like there's much game there. And I haven't
Yeah.
played Rescuing Robin Hood. I know you guys like it. But this one seems like loot, like the Reiner Knizia game from like '94.
Yeah, the game right now.
Yeah, Game Right put it out. I mean, a dozen companies
Sure.
have put loot out. That's basically what this is.
Okay.
You know, this idea of, or like a Fedudi game where you seed the ship with guns on the decks or treasure.
Yeah.
And then you attack a ship and you compare, then you reveal everything and compare. See
Yeah.
who wins, they take all that stuff.
That's a little different than loot.
It's a little different than
Yeah.
loot. Loot is like the deck building version
Sure.
of this one being like you show up with a deck built. It's similar. I mean, it's
Was it this pretty?
no. Loot's not a bad
Loot's
looking
alright,
game.
yeah.
Some versions.
Some versions, yeah, right.
But I wasn't. This
I
seemed
like
a
how
little
this
basic.
looks.
It seemed a little basic for me, I guess, and maybe that's great for
I kind of think that's what
family
they're going
audiences.
for, though. I think they in the video they show
Right.
a grandmother and a kid at the same table.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
Playing it,
Okay,
so,
that's as fake as that conversation.
I don't know.
I could see it being a really quick
Yeah, this
starter
looks cute.
game, or like
This looks
something that I would play with, my son before bed.
This is
like,
also a
let's play
pretty
some,
quick
then go to
turnaround
bed.
timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you back it now, you get it in January. I mean, we all know that means you're getting it in April, but still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a pretty fast turnaround.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's cool.
Escape game, The Magician's Curse. There's a lot of these out there now. This one's doing pretty well. 500 backers.
The part about this that intrigues me is it looks like you can draw your own little things that could then be triggered by the AI. That's kind of cute. Like it has stuff that's pre-done, I guess, from different envelopes that you open them and you put your phone in. Oh, there's a house of cards, or there's some kind of a potion or whatever. Cute. But it also looks like you can draw your own little things that they kind of direct you on how to do it or something, and then it
Okay,
could be an AI.
yeah.
That's kind of a neat little twist.
Yeah.
And you've got real musician Pat Alexander as well.
Does the game come with fire?
Or even Flint. I'll take Flint.
That's fire.
Can be.
I don't know. Yeah, these type of games don't interest me that much, but at least it looks
Yeah.
like they're doing something different.
I like these. It's just like I'm like 10 behind.
The problem I have with
Right,
this
I
is
think
the same
that's it.
problem I have with any project that uses tech.
Yeah.
It's tech on Kickstarter.
Right.
You're selling me an escape room, which is puzzles, even if they are, dexterous things. I need to. You send me components I need to manipulate. Fine. As soon as you introduce then an AR component, that involves an app, that involves development of a very different kind.
Yeah.
And I start to worry that this takes a multitude of people with a multitude of specialties to design. I couldn't make this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
I might be able to make an escape room, whether it sucks or not. But I
Right.
can physically make that. The app is different. It's on its own timeline. I don't know. I worry
Yeah.
about those things.
We'll see. I don't know.
I
Have
hope
you,
it
had-
works.
have you
Especially
played
being-
any that use this kind of stuff?
Like the AR stuff?
Yeah.
They are.
I
Ooh.
played games, not an escape room. I don't want to be down on this because when I first heard about
Yeah, no.
Unlock, I was like,
Yeah.
meh, and Unlock works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
from
And it's
Asmodee
their,
also.
It's also their first created, which again,
First
I mean,
that
it could be great, but it
Yeah.
just kind of
Asmodee.
increases that risk.
Yeah, but I'm still saying it's smaller.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of, for some reason, I get the impression this one wouldn't be as hard to pull off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're backing it.
Abduction.
I'm terrible at those.
A weirdly
Escape
strategic
room.
game of duck kidnapping. Now, before Mike says anything, I'm going to copy Mike because this game took me on a journey. I saw this
Yes.
title and I was like, next.
Right.
Yeah.
And then because I hate that name.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate the look of that.
I hate the look. And then I went down
That
and saw
looks
this and I was
very
like,
cute.
I'm back in.
That
I
was-
want that UFO.
We took a similar journey, Tom. We took a very similar journey, yeah.
I don't understand where the ducks come out of, though.
They come out of the top of that thing. You press down and pull one out.
Yeah, the
Oh,
mama
you pull
duck.
it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you put it. Okay,
I was hoping it would be a little bit more automatic.
I
Then
thought
went,
that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Nah, it's easier to not
I
break.
went down and read the rules and I was a little less excited.
Because you're getting tired of those kind of pattern matching.
It is just a logic puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Isn't this sort of a traffic jam kind of thing?
Yeah, the thing about it that you can also mess with other people's boards. I don't love that.
That one threw me off.
yeah.
But you
Yeah.
also you don't know the cards they're holding, so you could inadvertently help
Maybe.
them. So
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's why I was back in like, okay, maybe not. It might help. Yeah, that didn't completely turn me off.
I do like the little extra board you put on there to complete patterns.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
I
neat
think
concept.
there's some neat things.
Do you like the opportunity to rename the expansion?
for a stretch goal?
That's my favorite stretch goal.
Yeah.
Rename the expansion.
Well, what's the expansion pack called now?
That's what I don't know. I don't even know if they
Maybe
said
it's
it.
not named yet, but it just.
I just do not like the cover. I mean,
These
the
guys
name
made
is fine.
Charty Party, which is terrible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they make a lot of
But it
games.
was
that-
well made.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I could see some people enjoying Charty Party. I didn't think
Yeah.
it was particularly good. It's a clever idea that doesn't quite work. But it was a really well-made product.
Did it have a
So-
spaceship?
It did not. And that's what it was missing, ultimately.
I mean,
Man, I tell you, this game looks cute.
It
though.
looks
I think it
cute.
does.
yeah,
It looks
it
very
does.
cute.
Yeah.
I think it looks very cute.
I'll say this. Almost my pick of the week right here.
What?
It's a terrible week.
It's a very bad week.
It's not terrible. There's
Oh.
It's a solid.
there's some decent
no,
non-game
it's a solid
stuff.
Meh week.
I don't even count that.
6 out of
No,
10.
I'm talking like, well, you didn't like this dice so far. You probably don't like the next
Well,
one.
it's 'cause it's
all right, all
useless.
terrain, off-road racing exploration board game. That's a bad
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I like the look of it.
It does. It kind of looks like a mass market style.
A little bit.
Not mass market, but like one of those companies that gets games into mass market, like Buffalo.
Like Buffalo, yeah.
Or one of those
It
companies.
also looks like
Cheap.
something that somebody knows a little about games and they really are into this. I mean, one of these social unlocks is like, oh, send us a picture of your own setup and your truck and things like that, which again, off-roading, I grew up doing it, but it's not like my thing. I don't have a rig and a truck and all that, but like, clearly these people do like it, and I like to see that passion come through. And what looks like a pretty mechanically decent game, I mean, nothing
Yeah, this
innovated
one,
or
why is it
neat or
not doing
anything, but it's
better?
like, hey, it's, you know.
I don't know. I think I do
looks
think
cool.
it
Yeah.
looks okay. I don't know if
Like this picture back here. That looks cool.
Yeah, I got no problem with this one, actually. This was almost my pick of the week. It's, This is a good-looking game.
I'm a little less enamored with it
Yeah,
than you guys are.
I wouldn't say I'm enamored with this, but I am in love with it.
Oh, very good.
Ooh. This is one that if I would definitely play.
Just a crush.
If this was out there, I would play.
It's just a crush.
Just a crush. Just a crush.
I'm
Going
crushing
mud.
on all-terrain, off-road.
Going mud.
Speaking of
Terra,
terrain,
but-
back to Terratiles. Now this is something that I am very intrigued with, but I'm not going to get them because I
Why?
don't do war games and miniatures. I like how these look a lot.
We've seen a couple of these now, haven't
Yeah,
we?
we
That we're
have.
going to like tiles rather than the actual terrain hexes that you have to design and paint and that kind of like. And again, I'm not into war games. Is those games kind of going this route or?
Well, I was just at Pensacola. There was this war game. There was a store. I thought it was board games. It was slightly board games, mostly war games. They were all
Got it.
playing Fields of
Carl.
no Flames of War. Flames of War, the World War II one.
Yeah.
And they definitely were not using this. They were definitely using little trees and houses and all that.
But is that
shit.
because they've invested in it for 20 years?
It's also a
You know?
store,
I don't
too.
know. Right.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
store
I don't
probably
know.
owns their own stuff. Yeah.
I just think this stuff looks good.
Yeah,
I
it's a
really
neat
like
idea.
it. I mean, it's not as maybe nice as the 3D stuff, but if you don't have a lot of space or
Yeah.
a lot
Or
of money,
money, yeah.
I think this stuff looks great.
And you're just
Yeah, no, I-
jumping into it light. It's not like I don't want it. Maybe it makes it not as lifestyle too. And so I
Yeah,
wonder if
maybe.
it doesn't widen the hobby a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point, right? You can store the stuff more
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
It's faster to set up, faster to tear down, easier point of entry.
Yeah, it's not-
Ultimately, it's just like something that somebody might be put off by looking at the terrain and going, not for me.
Right.
Maybe they'll look at this and be like, I could try it, I
Right.
suppose.
Or
Yeah.
like you're not into painting because building
Did
a
they
terrain
say-
is a huge undertaking.
They don't
right?
understand. Wet palette,
Get it.
dry palette.
Yeah, I mean they just
I
can't,
mean-
can't handle
Do they
it.
say how many of these come in a set?
One.
Each box has 10 that are 9-inch. This is from point to point. Okay,
Oh.
so then you pick, because it was confusing down here. They
9
show
inches.
like,
That's big
One
terrain.
box.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa.
Yeah, that is huge.
That's one hex?
But I think there's multiple hexes within it.
Oh,
Oh.
that's right, because it did show you could have with the hexes or without.
Yeah,
if I'm thinking
yeah.
the right one. Okay.
that's super. I don't know. I think this is cool. I'm just not. It's just not
Yeah.
in my wheelhouse, but I think it's cool. All right,
Be a cool wall decoration.
Kobold Quest. This is officially licensed from Pathfinder.
And it's
Not the
also-
art.
It's also compatible with 5th edition, right? So
Yeah.
it's just a scenario for role playing, yes?
Yeah, and the guy was kind of talking about.
I thought it was a game.
The guy
No,
was
it's a
talking about how
scenario.
he has a lot of trap making
Experience, yeah.
experience, so therefore
kid,
this
yeah.
scenario might give you rules for trap making
Yeah.
in those systems. That's sort of
Something
what I
like
took
that,
away.
Yeah.
I kind of equated in my not RPG mind, equated this to like, which we'll see one here soon, the print and play. Ones that the roll and write print and plays. This is like the RPG version of that. Like, hey, I
Yeah.
designed a scenario,
Yeah.
back it, and you can print it, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
expanding those games that are tried and true and loved, and give you
Yeah.
kind of the one-offs.
Token trays. Man, this seems like this stuff shows up all the time now.
Sure.
I haven't seen one in a while though, Tom.
That's true. I don't like these.
I don't like these either. Yeah.
I don't like them. I mean, it looks like the person who made this was like, I want to make token trays for Settlers of Catan. But they're also good with other games.
They're really
I mean,
shallow,
Yeah,
too.
that's the main
So
issue,
shallow.
right? Is they're
There's
not deep
one
enough
style.
to be...
They're selling you one type. This long one with 3 holes.
Yeah.
And when I say holes, I mean that very loosely because you're right. It's like just slightly carved out spaces. The one with the Ticket to Ride trains is ridiculous of a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's farther up. I don't know where it is, but it's like, no. Okay, this is
Yeah.
worse than just plopping them on the table.
Right.
So
Let me see where it is. Okay.
I don't know
Pandemic, where
where
they
it
definitely
is.
made them all nice and flat.
it might be in the video, Tom.
It
It's
could
possible. I saw the video. Just silence it.
Thanks, Dad.
Ooh, look at all that smoke.
Silence
Ooh, they're
it.
flammable.
There.
There's
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
So it's a tray per.
Nothing. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
all the trains split across 3, and I guarantee you there's not 40 there.
No.
Yeah, because there's some on the board.
Yeah, no, this is pointless for Ticket to Ride, and in fact, I think
a lot
would
of
be.
games.
I think it would not just
Yeah.
with how
mean-
little this holds. What's the point?
Right. To be clear, they are gorgeous, but
They're very pretty.
I think that they
But
missed
why
that
not make them
functional.
deeper? I
But
don't
again,
understand
I think,
that.
So I think they're gorgeous, but they missed that functional. hold, whatever. It's not functional, really.
They're good for
Also,
decorations.
I'm not trying to like be combative just to be combative, but any type of lacquered wood is going to be beautiful. I don't think that there's anything specifically
It's very true.
nice about these. You know what I mean?
Right,
They're just
very true.
they're just sanded lacquered wood.
And if you're
you
not
know.
using over cards, then it's like, why
Right.
is there this trench?
Yeah.
Oops, it fell apart.
All right, Cthulhu Age of Madness, a card game of Lovecraftian horror.
How long did this take to fund, I wonder? Oh, 8 hours. Okay. Good to
Okay,
know.
well, it is their second time. This is a
Okay.
relaunch
Oh, okay.
from 2 years ago.
I was.
So
Maybe I
that's
should have put
pretty cool.
Cthulhu as one of my turn-offs in games.
Really?
I'm just...
Like this, I see this and I'm like, ooh.
First of all, you can't read that at all.
Yeah, you
but-
can read that.
Yeah, that's-
I was very,
Wispy
I was
card art.
intrigued by this because of Cthulhu, so it's definitely not true for me. But then the more I looked into it and read about it, the more let down I was. This is just not bringing it for me personally.
No, me neither.
It feels dated out of the gate. It seems to mechanically be dated. The art style and the look and the card frames look like old collectible card games. The whole thing just feels old, and it's not out yet.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not good, you
No.
know? It's fine to have nostalgic artwork, a nostalgic look, which I'm not saying they're going for. I'm just saying it might be. But there's a line between nostalgic and sort of, retro and just old looking. This just looks dated.
I did think that this one was interesting thematically with Cthulhu, where you are the cultist trying to summon the gods. So I did think
but
that
even
that
that's
was
not new.
interesting.
Yeah.
But I think it is in the Cthulhu mythos. It is underdone, like it's underutilized.
I would
really?
disagree, but-
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
care.
it's just in what I've played.
I don't
yeah.
care if you're a cultist, anti-cultist, detective. Zzz. I mean, this Cthulhu thing is overdone.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
don't know.
understandable. It's an IP that many people
That's free.
that many people recognize. You can riff on it. I mean, I get why it's a very popular board gaming IP and role playing.
Yeah.
Barbaric.
I mean, I'd rather them use Cthulhu than do another generic fantasy,
I agree.
instead of just something.
I don't know. I'm starting to find Cthulhu a little
Yeah,
generic.
you're not
Really?
there probably.
Wow.
I wish they did a better job at letting me know what this game was.
I 100%
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
Gorgeous video,
Absolutely.
zero information.
yeah.
Really, really good art. We talk about generic
Very
fantasy.
cool.
That doesn't look generic.
Yeah.
And did you see that the miniature fits inside the other miniature? You build.
Yeah, there's some neat looking stuff here, but I have so many things that are holding me back, that are
And
worrying
I'm pretty
me.
sure when I went here, I am
boy.
a human.
There's some, like,
I am a human.
Like anime thing or something.
And Fingerbot is
Ding,
not
ding,
controlling
ding,
me.
Ding 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 ding
No.
ding ding ding.
Anyway, they also did this game, which I never heard of.
No, I've never heard of it.
Did we talk about it? I don't remember this victim game.
Oh no,
Never
but I
heard of
like
it.
that pumpkin.
All right, well, sorry.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
didn't see him?
familiar.
You didn't see him? The little pumpkin with that. I don't know, maybe one. Look at him. Gosh.
What pumpkin?
It's a jack-o'-lantern right above victim. Isn't it?
Yeah, right
That's
there.
not a jack. That is a jack-o'-lantern, right?
Oh, pumpkin. Yeah, okay, I
pumpkin.
see it now.
So by pumpkin, I meant.
We
Okay.
must have talked about this
We
back in the
must
day, but
have.
I
I've
do not remember
I
it
don't
at all.
recall this at all,
I
don't
Tom. I think we
remember
might have missed
It's
this.
a weird
Yeah.
crossover of art.
All
I
right,
feel
anyway,
like.
so
Okay,
this one-
Back to back.
Great miniatures. That is.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna kill you.
Ah, yes.
I just wish I knew more what this
And
was
look at
about.
that. That's a hippo
I don't know about that one.
with
That
a
one.
machine gun. That's awesome.
That's a minigun.
Barbara.
Minigun. Well, minigun.
Don't mess with
It's also
Barbara.
not a hippo, that's a rhino.
Don't mess with Barbara.
That is a hippo.
That is not a rhino.
Don't even try.
Definitely a hippo. And that's
You
a
just
duck.
started a fight.
That's Nemesis, the ugly duckling.
I just don't know what to think about.
Do you
this.
not like the theme? Are you not loving
No, no,
the
I'm
animals?
fine. I'm fine with any. Even that is odd, but I'll be willing to go down.
I'm
that
not
road
loving
with it.
that, I'll be honest.
I don't love it, but I'm willing to overlook that because it doesn't look like everything out there. But the problem is, I don't know what it looks like.
I know.
I can't quite figure out what it is.
I feel like there's in a lot of these games, there's some that I like and some that I don't like. I don't like the hippo. I thought that duck was really cool. The
Yeah.
rabbit was okay. You know what I mean? I feel like the animals are really hit and miss.
I feel like when you're getting to one of these massive miniatures games, I don't want to have to overlook anything.
Well, to be
or I'm out.
to
Because
be
there's so
fair,
much
though,
competition.
There is, but to be fair, if I was really going to consider, if I was looking at it, I'm like, I'm intrigued by this, but
Yeah.
I don't know enough. then I would have to go deeper than we do for this show.
And
I'd have
that's
to say,
fair.
okay, is there a rule book? Can I read it?
Yeah,
Is
but they
there
are
that
not
kind of-
making that easy, and
They
I
are
agree
not.
with you there.
Right.
I think that they should probably do a little better on their page,
Yeah.
letting me know what this game is.
Here's the thing, though.
Their vehicles are
There's
amazing.
a bunch of plastic miniatures in this.
I know.
They don't need to do
I get
anymore.
it. I get it.
Right.
This game
Yeah.
will sell.
For me,
and
they
you've
need to
seen
do
that,
more.
right?
Right,
I mean,
it's
it is.
doing
it is,
fine
Right.
because plastic miniatures.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think they did a good job of roping you in. Yes, I agree. It just means I need to do a little more deeper research, which I haven't done.
Yep.
I did like the idea of there being the two different kind of paths. You know, do you
Yeah.
go and try to steal the core, or do you try and take out your opponents? You know, and so you can play.
Take out your opponents.
Well, I agree, but unless I sneak around you and just steal the core,
Take out your opponents.
also I'll probably blow you up.
What's the
get to be
cost on
Barbara.
this, Tom? The pledges?
All right, 165. So this is not a cheap thing, and that's for
No.
core box 1. There are 3 core
lot.
boxes here.
You need all
So
3. You need the
much,
neoprene
though.
covered box.
If you want all of them, you're
Can't
getting
play
the
on the
4.
box.
You're paying 413 or is it
Full time.
469? I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot of money.
Oh, it's 455 for the early bird. Really? $14? Come on now.
Also, you're going to be looking at shipping on that. Yeah, this is a huge
A
investment.
huge investment with a huge gamble, kind of unknown gameplay.
Man,
Not a whole,
don't- I hope it's good though.
I hope it's good.
I
It's good,
want it to be
too.
good.
Of course,
Yeah.
that
It's good.
rhino looks great.
Yeah.
But this is a game that I would want to preview at like a con or something,
and
you know?
it definitely, like we said, it does not look like every other game out there.
Right.
We complain a lot about games that look generic.
Yes, very much so. I think they took a gamble, and
Yeah.
I really hope it plays off or pans out.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
All right. Oops, that's the other
Uh-huh.
one. Cosmos Empires. Let's all come down from that high of looking at those great things. Seriously, if you're gonna make your game about space and stuff, try to make it look a little more epic on the front. That does look like a fat puffer fish.
That is what it is. I mean, that spaceship is supposed to look like a fat puffer fish.
And you would make your spaceship look like that because
Because this is a sequel to Duck Dealer.
Apparently, in that last project, just to be clear, it wasn't U.S.
Oh,
dollars.
it wasn't U.S.
Take
dollars.
a second.
I still think
It's still
it's
a lot. It looks like it's still like
expensive, though.
it's still like a
That
lot.
is what it's
Got
called,
it.
right? Duck Dealer?
yes, but wow, that's good because I thought, is that true?
It took you on a journey. No, this doesn't look very good, unfortunately. I also think it's from just a couple of people.
Yeah.
This is very tiny. I don't think they have, quite a team.
Sure. Sure.
But it does not look interesting. I wouldn't back this.
It does.
No.
Kind of has that feel of something that somebody made and played with their friends, and now they're like,
Sure.
"Hey, maybe we should try and market
Yeah.
that." And this is
Yeah.
their attempt at
Very
marketing
Yeah,
it.
more power to them if they
Right.
can get it. If they can get it funded, sure. I'm not terribly interested, but
Yeah.
All right, Bako, digging right.
dig.
This
right.
one-
You know
know-
what? I stop with the putting some new word in front of right and thinking we're gonna go, oh yes.
Right.
This is starting to become a trend now.
But this one, you should know that you
Wait till
can
mine
poke
comes out.
holes
It's
in
called
other people's
Kako.
boards.
You can
Did you
literally
see
Pooper
that?
right.
holes.
Yes. One of the actions you can do is they say you can punch or mark it in other opponents. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm playing Welcome to, and you come over with your pencil and just scratch out one of my houses, I'm flipping the table.
You've not played
I'm-
cartographers?
No.
Apparently not.
No. Don't touch. No.
Oh,
So anyway,
people-
so I was
Tell you
out
what, I'm putting
hard on
goblins
this one.
all over your map.
Don't touch my map. Get out
I
of
am
my map.
just
Go
flooding,
find your
flooding
own
your map with goblins.
No map for you, sir.
Goblin right.
No map. Don't touch it.
Also,
looks
I
cute.
got
This
as
looks
far
cute.
as-
I have a
I got as far as here, and I'm
No.
like, what am I, an artist? No. This better come with a whole bunch of stamps. I'm not putting this much effort into making my board look pretty.
Oh wait, those skeletons those aren't drawn, are
Those
they?
are. It says, and then you draw it in there. But even at, like,
Yes.
even
Those
at-
aren't drawn. That's a professional. That's a lie.
Yeah.
This looks like a polyomino rolling
Yeah,
right.
for $5,
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
No.
Yeah, I would have
No.
a big problem drawing that.
Well, they did the same thing in Welcome to Dino World, but instead of drawing it, you can just like put the first letter of whatever
Yeah.
the dinosaur is.
Sure.
So you could do something.
Also, I
similar
just
in
drew
that.
like their head.
The
in
same
that
thing
game.
in Dino Island.
It wasn't
Rock,
like this where I'm drawing an entire pterodactyl.
Well, you were in control of the pencil. You don't have to do that.
What? I am? I am in control.
you can just
Controlling right.
You have so much control in this situation, Tom.
No, this looks cute. It's very, very pretty, splashy page.
It
I
is,
like
yes. Yep.
All right. Next. Okay, so
Here we go.
Dice the holes.
if it wasn't for the price, I would buy the entire set of these 3 times over.
Of course.
I really like these. I think they look classy. Like if you had a tree with just these in it and
would
maybe
look-
some whites,
it'd look great.
It would look really good.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree. This is a cute
You'd also be
idea.
a huge nerd.
Yes, but
I don't
that's
care
fine.
about that.
It's called Oh Christmas Geek, so they
that's
know who they're
so
marketing.
But it is.
expensive for the whole
What is it
set.
for
I
the
did
set?
not
It was
look.
$80 for the
Yeah, it's
set.
80.
Hello.
For one of
Well,
each of the dice.
I will say that's not particularly off if you're buying Christmas ornaments.
Not only that, but think about how much you pay for a Christmas tree.
I buy one, Mike, and I've been using it for 10 years now.
Okay, well I'm saying those
Still
aren't
not
cheap.
dead?
I've cryogenically
He
freezing
keeps
each year.
replanting it in the backyard every year and digging it out,
Chop
planting it in the back.
Chop it down.
That's right.
The tree's like, please kill me. No!
Reanimator.
No, I just like fake Christmas trees because I don't have to deal with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Except the spiders.
There's spiders on real trees.
That's true, too.
Also, I suppose.
This is a neat idea. I like this.
This is
You're
cool.
right,
And-
it's not cheap though.
And it's well done.
But a typical
Yeah.
ornament costs about $15. If you go into like the ornament
No.
stores
Oh,
and
like
glass
the
ornaments,
single- yeah.
and you're buying a single ornament, 15
Yeah.
is might be cheap. Go to Disney Springs and go
oh
to
my
that.
gosh,
Well,
yeah.
it's Disney
Whoa,
prices.
that-
Yeah, but
that's like
talking,
souvenirs,
I'm talking
though.
like when I go to places that have nice ornaments.
Like a Hobby Lobby or something like that.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
pick them out one by one. They're not cheap,
Hobby
especially
Lobby
the
has
glass
like
ones.
50% off days.
Not
though.
Hobby Lobby, the other one, the better one.
Home Depot.
Michaels?
No, it is Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby is the one the one you love.
Yeah, it's 50% off the day after Christmas. It's not necessarily
no,
before.
no.
It is not 50% off when I go because you got to go before Black Friday or else they're all gone.
Yes.
How big are these?
They're
good-
as
good
big as
point.
your head.
So they're enormous.
I doubt they're that big,
What
right?
color did you guys
They're
like?
probably about this big.
I think they're red.
The red is the only
Yeah, look,
color.
there you can see his hand. Hand for
I think the
scale.
blue's pretty too.
Okay, so they're not bad.
They're pretty
Oh,
big,
yeah,
actually.
they are actually. Okay.
They're about the size
All right.
of a little
Maybe
bigger
I
than
will
that.
get these.
For
A little bigger than
$15
that.
isn't bad.
I really like them.
What color would you get, Tom?
Red. Not even a question. Red and green.
The red looks classy. It looks very
Yeah, it
classy.
does.
I could see you doing the blue if you were going with that motif for like the whole tree.
Some people do the
Right.
white trees. I know that.
I hate the white trees. Christmas is colorful. Mm-hmm. White trees are like
Do you
rich.
hate, do you hate
rich.
snow?
The snow was dotted with colors. Not
You're
just
in
white.
South Florida. I mean, no one.
Oh, that's right.
When you talk about
there's not going to be
snow.
any snow down here.
It's white, like the trees.
No, I'm a
That
big
would be
fan.
cool. I don't think I've seen a fake green tree that has like white sprayed from on top, basically.
Oh, I've
we
seen
have
those.
it?
Those
No,
are
I've
Never
really
seen
pretty.
that. Do they
yeah.
make those things?
Sure,
They do, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what mine
I got
is.
to
Also, I don't know why we're talking about
They're
class.
nice.
My Christmas tree is just full of ornaments from
Oh, yeah,
everywhere and
for
all
sure.
over the place.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
There's like kid stuff from 10 years ago.
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Well, it's 10 years old. It's
that's
probably
the
just
point.
a twig right now.
Anyhow,
It's old.
all right, let's move on.
That's a giant hand.
That's a very large hand.
American Tank Ace. American Tank Ace.
Dun, 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 dun. Another Compass Games title.
Isn't this a solo one though?
We cover these literally every week.
No, this is a solitary one.
do
So
they
this is
do
for
this?
Mike.
I
You
know,
should be
it's-
playing this.
It's sort of insane that they come out this frequently.
I mean, we did do one last week, right? A Compass game.
feel like
I think
we
we
did.
did. Yeah. Look, yeah, solitaire. But I get wargamers all the time telling me that I should be playing them more because a huge segment of the wargaming, hobby is solo games.
It is.
It's just not my cup of tea yet.
Yeah.
I've played a couple here and there that I thought were okay. But there's a very specific type that I tend to be okay with, and other ones I'm just like, yeah, this is too much. It's
Is it like too close to real, you mean?
No,
or
it's
is
just
it
like
it's
too
too-
much? Okay,
yeah,
the
just
game
too
is too
much.
much.
They get
not
into
the
like
game. Got it.
real minutia.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Didn't know which one it was.
All right,
Yeah.
and last game of the week is on Backer Kit. I gotta say, I am not loving Backer Kit's Spartan look.
I don't.
I
love
feel
it
like
either.
I'm at a no frills warehouse,
Yeah.
and this is like a game. I don't know how to explain it.
Like
I
if you look up, you'll see the bare ceiling with the beams and the lights, and that's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
The issue, is that doesn't look like a header to me. This looks like I feel like I should be clicking on that to take me somewhere else,
Yeah.
rather than this is where I'm supposed to be.
All right,
that
but
being said,
yeah, this is
I love the look of Fowler's games. He almost always uses Ryan's Goldsberry art. This clearly looks like it's the same. The other thing that's really cool, I think, is that they incorporated the shift system from Mind Management, that company off the page. It says that they liked that so much, that idea of kind of a dynamic balancing for a game. Because when you play asymmetrically, if one side tends to win more, this shift system is a way to kind of balance it so that it gives some perks to the side that's not winning as much. It worked really well in mind management, and I think it's neat that they said, hey, we like the system. They reached out to that company. They said, yeah, you can use the name, you can use the idea.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I never played Fugitive. You did.
Yeah, have you played
I've played
Fugitive?
with you, I think.
It's real. I find it. I mean, okay, saying really fun is a stretch. It's fun.
Yeah.
Because essentially the Fugitive is jumping from card to card, and the other person's chasing him and trying to guess how far you jump.
Yeah, that's right.
And if they catch you, you're out. You know, they caught
It's
you.
fun. Yeah, I liked it. I remember liking it. It's been forever since we played it.
I don't remember all the rules. I just
recall.
remember that you could go a certain number of cards ahead, and the guy behind you is like trying to catch you.
Yeah, the other one's in like a helicopter or something. Yeah, or maybe that's the new one. Maybe that's the new one.
It's just number cards. It's everything. Supposedly it's like a story, like going down a building and on a helicopter, and the other guy just misses you.
Yeah, this looks very cool to me. You know, aesthetically, and I like the idea of kind of an asymmetric.
I think the run looks good too.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the? I'm not thrilled with this non-price here on the side.
Yeah.
Where is the price?
We have to get used to how this works for sure.
You have to click back at first. I don't know why I have to go to another page to do the pledge levels.
How much is it to get
that
both
is
together?
I
Is
see
it
it's
50,
story.
I think?
Right
Yeah,
there,
50
is
for both.
50,
It was
yeah.
right there on the front, Tom.
It is in the front.
Yeah,
Where?
you clicked right
Oh,
past
right
it.
here.
Right
But
there.
that's because they put it in the project.
Correct. Yeah,
So did
yeah, I
they
agree
know
with
that? Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice that it is right up top, that you know that before you look too
$50
much
for
into
both of
it.
these seems like a pretty good deal.
It really
Yeah.
does, yeah. Yep.
Although run looks like 33, it's only $8 more, and it's that much bigger. It looks like
I
you're getting a much better deal
wonder,
getting
yeah.
run.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I assume that it's much bigger. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, it depends on how small Fugitive is, right? I mean,
Fugitive
How big is
was a
that?
very small card game.
right, and it looks like they
Okay.
redid the box. So if this is a tiny card game, that still might be, you know, a Cosmos size,
Yeah.
basically, you know.
See, I wonder now if you get both deliveries in March, but if you pick Fugitive, you're getting it in a couple months from now.
Yeah, because it's probably
It's already
just
out.
a second edition.
Sure, but I'm saying if you get both, are they doing two-wave shipping? I wonder.
I doubt it. I
Sounds
bet.
like, no, that's why you have to wait for it, right?
Yeah.
Is it saying you have to wait if you get both? I can't see because the camera's
I bet you
in the way.
can. Yeah, you almost have to.
I can't make it go up.
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
read it on your screen.
I know. So you'll never know, Camilla.
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Anyway, no, it doesn't say. It just says shipping at it later.
All right.
So it's $8 more if you would get them separately anyway. Mm-hmm. Watch the chase. That's what they're calling the $1 pledge.
Okay.
Alrighty, that's games, folks. We're going to jump to Mark Street here for a second, and then we'll be back with our non-game projects, of which there are many.
There
Here's
are.
Mark.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be pirates, we're going to be visiting a small island, and we're going to be venturing into the forest. All right, let's get to it. And first up, we have the new expansion for Sea of Legend, Empires of Vengeance. Now, there's tons of new content here, new stories, and they've made some nice improvements to the app. Also, there's Ghostly Crew, there's the Flying Dutchman, and a Kraken. And next up, we have a solitaire game, Weavlings in the Wild. You have a grid of cards, you're moving around with your trapper, trying to bring the Weavlings home. And in the process, you have to gather traps to capture the different beasties and gather their meat so you can lure the Weavlings in, but those beasties can move out and cause damage to you, causing you to lose the game. And then we have Tokaido Duo. Now this is not a Kickstarter game. It is just going direct to retail, but had to give it a nod because I really enjoyed this two-player experience of Tokaido. You have different workers gathering points in different ways, some really unique things going on. Give it a closer look. And now for my pick of the week. So these games are all very different, but in general, my favorite type of game is the big story-driven epic type game, and Sea of Legends has that in spades. And they've done some nice improvements to that app, like I said, but what's really cool with the story elements, they've now designed them so you cross story elements between the players much more frequently. Definitely give it a closer look. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please go check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Was it
Mark is lucky that all these
mossy?
creatures are always so slow.
I know, they're like slowly getting up the guy.
I was trying to decide if that one was green or covered in moss, though.
Mark,
Why not both?
Mark just
Oh,
tranquilized
okay.
it
Yeah,
previously.
That's what it is. He's out there hunting.
All right, if you find interesting, weird, or just plain out stupid stuff, we have all today. Send it to me at tom@dicetower.com. Let's start with the Carrgenie. Redefine wireless CarPlay and Android Auto adapter, which if it hadn't had that word Android, I would be more interested in this.
Well, it also works as Apple AirPlay.
It does.
It works.
Oh, it does?
It does. Yeah. It's also making $500,000.
I think that this is outside of it
tech.
being
It is tech.
outside of it being tech, technology on Kickstarter. It's not a bad product. It's kind of cool, but it's also going to by the time you get it, not going to last very long. Like new cars come with this already.
Yeah.
So it really is a very limited market for a limited amount of time.
You have to have a vehicle that has one of those, touch screens.
If your car
Doesn't.
has that,
Right.
but doesn't have this,
Right.
they must have made that for about a hot month.
That's what I'm saying.
This
There's
is an older car here. This is
Yeah.
not a new car. that the
How
guy
did
has
she?
any-
But the screen doesn't come included in this thing.
No,
Like,
I think
my
you,
car is
you
old.
have to have that screen. You have to
Yeah.
have
to have
that
a
screen in your car.
So Mazdas don't have, but the Mazdas also don't have touch screens.
I've got a little
So-
janky old touchscreen in my Toyota Corolla, believe it or not.
Yeah.
That maybe this would turn into.
Are you sure
basically,
the screen is not part? Because all the screens look the same in all these things. They
Really?
all look.
I no, because it's talking about use your screen.
Yeah,
It
this
was
is
interesting you
weird.
could use YouTube and stuff because I know I do have Apple CarPlay.
Yeah.
But you cannot watch YouTube and stuff like that because it's a safety hazard. So
Right.
now
Well, here you can circumvent
they
the
don't care.
safety
They
hazard.
don't
You're
care.
like, nah. I want to watch
road is your playground,
America's
friends.
Greatest Home Videos while I'm driving. I will
correct.
do that.
Absolutely. Don't tell me what to do to my car.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bad idea.
Yeah, right.
Actually.
Like, they say it's for the passenger, of course,
Correct. Yeah,
right?
yeah, I got
because
that.
yeah,
That was
absolutely.
cute. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I mean, again, my car is old. I do not have a screen, but I can talk to it now because I got the Alexa thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They
this
have
is
one
like,
for cars. It's this tiny little thing you plug into your speaker or whatever, and boom, it's this.
But does it mirror your phone like the Apple CarPlay?
No, because
right.
Can you
But
watch
you don't
it?
Nor
you
does
know
this.
that. I'm telling
No,
you.
it does.
What's the
Because
main
it
thing we
shows
use the car for? Is
Apple CarPlay.
music and podcasts.
that's
right?
all
Yeah.
I need. I talk
Directions.
to it, and I'm like, yo,
Directions, right?
Yeah.
But if you can hook your
Where
phone
am
up,
I?
and for
You can probably do that.
$100, I did that with my last car.
Yeah.
The newest one has it built in, but the last car I had, the one that my kids have now, I just paid $100, got a thing put in that works with your phone.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
I
get
really
it.
think it's a very small market for a very small amount of time because by the time this comes out, the technology's already moving ahead.
I was really surprised this was making this much money when it's a product that exists
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you can get for about this
Right.
much. Or less.
Look at the team behind the game.
Yeah, I was confused by it.
Grandiloquent.
Here we go.
Grandiloquent.
Oh, you animal. You should have let him
Well,
figure
there's plenty
it
of other
out.
words he can try.
No, not as good as that one.
I'm actually considering getting this.
Why?
I like all these weird
Why?
words like this. This stuff
Oh,
is amusing to me.
jeez. Okay, what
But
are
do you
you,
want
a
to look at
farmer
that every
now?
day?
No, that's the problem, right?
I know, it's
I wish
not
they'd
my
use
style.
different artwork.
Superlative craftsmanship.
They already have word of the day calendars
Yeah,
and stuff.
this is. I mean,
I think
These
it's
are like
bibliophiles.
old-timey words. These are like archaic words half the time,
Yeah.
probably.
they're words that are they're not used anymore. But
Go ahead, Tom. What would you say from here?
this is a supercilious project, don't you think?
I'm moving on.
Oh yeah.
Archery anywhere. You want a bow and arrow without the arrowhead.
No,
Faux Bow.
I do not.
Faux Bow.
I do like the their
flex.
patented
Faux
technology.
Bow flex.
There's patented
Actually-
bow technology.
Yeah,
Why,
do you know
why
what it's
is this a
called?
bad idea? Because this lets
No.
you mess with arrows without hurting people.
Well, you can also just
Well, I mean, okay, you can still hurt someone with this.
you
but
can also
know what
just
I mean.
get the arrows afterwards. But that's not my. That's fine. You can
Let me get the
just
arrows afterward. No, there's no point. You're not going to hurt anyone with it.
You can just get an arrow and use this bow, but that's fine because you can just get a bow. I think this looks cool. This looks
Yeah.
like a well-made product.
Well, the one of the people that's behind it worked for Nerf.
Right.
That's
And,
right.
and
That's
created
right.
like the Nerf bow. So,
So I guess
clearly they've got a background.
This
in
almost seems like the adult Nerf bow. That's what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
100%,
So
yeah.
I want to know, how bad does it hurt? Can you use it in an adult Nerf bow fight?
I think you
And they
absolutely
never
could,
answered that.
and I don't think it would hurt you very much. I think even if you got, popped in the cranium with this, it probably wouldn't
That's
hurt
true.
you.
I'm surprised they don't even answer that question for
Right.
purposes of safety.
Right.
Like this
Yeah.
won't hurt anybody much.
Well, maybe the fact that
That's
they
the kind of-
maybe they didn't say that. Is that the answer, though? On a scale of 1 to paintball, where does this fall?
Right. Like if I'm like right
Sounds
here,
Yes,
if
I like
That's what
that
I
if
scale.
want.
he's right there and I'm right here and I'm
Right.
pulling it back as far as I can.
Just be clear, you're gonna
Are you
miss.
hitting me in the
You're like,
throat?
oh,
I'm doing like
mess
this. Go like this. Look up. There we go.
Oh no, they're abducting ducks.
All right, sponsor your school.
Not safe.
Actually,
Oh,
though,
that's a.
I really This is the kind of thing, though, that I would be like, hey, there's kids learning how to do archery.
Yeah.
We're using these bows.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is a neat idea.
But the thing is with bows, I mean, it's so much about, I mean, yes, maybe using this for form, but you need, I mean, arrows feel differently, bows feel differently, the tension on the strings
but if
feel
you're just
differently.
doing it as like a sports
it's
program.
also only a 20-pound draw.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Like-
Okay.
I don't know what
that means.
That
Only a
means- that
20-pound
means-
draw?
Okay.
I'm out.
No thanks.
No,
I'm going
like,
mudding instead.
So I mean, like,
Jeez.
no. So I mean, it's not a very strong. So, but it says it can shoot so far. So how is it a really
It's a very
bouncy
light- it's a-
string? Like I don't know. It's
a
very
light,
nerfy.
It's a light arrowhead or arrow shaft, and that they've got this technology that they call it.
no, man.
Yeah, what did they call it? A really bad.
Doesn't matter or
That doesn't matter tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run over the arrow. Doesn't matter. Bend it. Doesn't matter.
Shoot
Melt
somebody from
it
2 feet
in
away.
the fires of Mordor. Doesn't matter.
Hey, moving on.
I got the wrong place.
Coin Pusher 365, tabletop arcade game to play at home. This is like hot these days. I
It
see
is.
this at pretty much every store. There's someone selling something like
Sure.
this.
Really?
Oh yeah, these are.
Yeah.
You must not go to the tech section of like when your kids are shopping for school
Sharper
supplies. And
Image or
you're,
whatever.
When my kids are shopping for school supplies, I do not go to the tech section. No.
This is like in Walmart and Target. There's some sort of this.
Yeah,
Coin pusher.
Well, not coin pushers, but just arcade games in general.
Can it be anything it pushes?
it can push various candies or sandwiches.
Oh.
The thing about this,
my
though, is
gosh.
I think this is neat. I like these
Oh, I
machines.
like this.
I just don't know why I would want one in my house.
I don't get the point, right? I get the point of having a pachinko machine in my house, or having a pinball machine, or
If I owned a business, though, I would consider this.
Sure, yeah, because you're gonna
Like
make
some sort of
bank.
like if I ran, say,
Yeah, but that's not a
AA
business-style
meetings,
machine.
for example. I want people to quit
Right.
various habits. I would put this in the lobby.
Yes.
No, but that's too small. That's not built for business. That's built for home.
How much is this?
Do you have to build it yourself too?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I want
You
the
have to
digital
3D print it.
Oh.
698.
Excuse me?
What?
Check, please.
By the
For
way,
a decoration?
this is really curious to me that the euro and the dollar are that close.
Did you
to
know
each
that? Yeah,
other.
they're
Yeah.
basically even right now.
Yeah.
That's I can't remember that in my
It's
lifetime.
been a long time.
That's
Yeah.
very-
Also,
it's
we're about to go to
crazy.
Essen. Let's buy
You're not
euros.
kidding.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean,
There's always been a bad conversion rate when we've been over there,
It
right?
is.
yeah, now it's not.
Let's go. I'm all in
Now
on
I
the
do
euro.
notice that they
I'm
put
eating
dice in
so
here,
many
and I could see this
potatoes.
being a fun thing for the dice tower to have like a pile of dice in there,
Yeah.
but not for $695.
Also, it
this
is.
would be cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. These games, I thought, were the whole point of these games is that they're rigged. Like you're not.
We will rig it.
Yes,
Oh,
right. That's what I'm
100%.
saying.
No,
Yeah.
there's
Ain't no-
definitely
ain't no
there's
one walking
videos
away
on the
with a
internet
die
that
from
show
this.
you how they're rigged because they will only knock over a few coins at a time, and at night they fix it up
Sure.
again,
Right.
and you can drop in tons of coins,
Oh
and it's
yeah,
not
and
going to
most of
fall
them
out.
get caught on the sides where you can't even see it.
Interesting.
Yeah, they even show it in
Huh.
here. So yeah.
All right. So now we're getting back to Fingerbots Extended Family. This is a
Okay.
portable guitar.
Guitar bot.
So this is basically like a player piano.
Yes.
But a player guitar, and my
Yeah.
question is why?
Because
Especially like with technology, this seems like
Correct.
a project you would have seen in the 90s, right?
Yes.
You know,
This
like
like a
before you
cool
had smartphones.
do-it-yourself.
Yeah.
This is like an advanced science kit, that you get for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
But
also,
but like a really advanced one. I assume
So
the
you're visiting
the
your friend
electronic.
Joe, and Joe's like,
Joe's
look
like,
at this.
hey, how you doing? Let me play you a little. I'm like, Joe, stop.
that's right.
Right. This is like
Put the guitar down.
Yeah. It also,
I'm gonna get this and
Flip
put this
the
on top of
switch.
the piano
Yeah.
with the rotating
Oh,
thing.
can
Right.
you sync them to
Maybe.
Yeah,
You play a whole
duet,
band.
Press the
right.
buttons at the same time.
Yes.
You're like,
That's it. Yeah.
This looks
Yeah.
like a sentient guitar now. It's going to rise playing Bridge Over Troubled Water and attack.
To me, it looks like Robotics Club.
It looks very similar
Yeah.
to me.
You know,
Yeah.
state
It's
fair
cool.
winning Robotics Club.
It's just
Very
for the audience here. I don't think it is not reaching a lot of people.
Also-
no one person is looking at this going, I need this.
Often,
Right.
a lot of times, also, you look at a player piano, you don't know it's a player piano. It looks like a piano. You just go,
Unless
oh,
it's
look, ding,
playing.
ding, 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 ding. It's always that song,
not
by the
how
way.
pianos.
That's
Always
exactly
that
how
way.
it sounds.
This
piano is.
this looks like a
I've been
guitar.
tuned recently.
Stop.
What song is that?
Let's go to
A piano,
let's go to Fingerbots' other cousin.
Now, this is cool
Typing
because
bot.
of what it was about, right? This
Yes.
was for people that have disabilities that keep them from being able to type.
Right.
So this
Yeah.
is great, I think, if it works.
Really though, I mean, wouldn't it be better to use a speech-to-text conversion tool?
That was my question: is why would you not use that
I don't
speech to
know.
text? Or I mean,
Because
blind.
speech to text is too fast. That's why.
Oh, maybe.
This takes a long
brings a valid point.
Or maybe you're trying to play a
time.
video game with WASD, and you
Maybe.
need the robot. Forward.
Yeah.
Forward. That's what I think of.
Loopy got me. It was The Entertainer. That was the song I was doing on the player piano.
I did think this was just incredibly slow. Now again,
Right.
same vibe as the guitar. You
Yeah.
would get the files, the STL files.
Yeah.
You print this out. You do this at home as a project,
Yeah.
as a thing to do this weekend, and then you set it up and you're like, "That's cool. I made this." Put it in the closet.
Okay.
Because there are better solutions to this already. That video shows at the end the robot arm thing typing. It's unbelievably slow.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't watch the whole
It
video.
showed in the video, and he said it, and it was like
4 times
hello-
speed for it to type
Yeah, it was
"Hello
like what,
World." Yeah.
"Hello World" or "Hello Today," whatever
So
it
it
said.
types
yeah.
one letter,
Oh, yeah.
it
it's
moves,
pretty
Can
slow.
it
Types
do,
one
can it
letter.
do caps?
moves, types one letter.
Yeah, but if you do it, if you go to sleep at night, you can wake up and it's typed your whole paper.
Oh, I love that.
But you
Yeah.
dictated your whole paper, which could take care of itself in
Yeah, I
real
know.
time.
All right.
It'd be like those old book reports. This book was very, 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 very good. I liked it very, very.
Hushme AIR. A breath of fresh air among the smart masks. So, there's all kinds of mask things nowadays.
Mask.
But do you want to look like Bane?
I 100% thought Bane. That's absolutely what I thought.
How about if you need to have a private conversation, you go somewhere private? How about that, right? Do you have to have a private conversation on the subway? I mean, maybe it's
Also,
an
if I see
emergency
two
or
people like
whatever,
this looking at each other,
Right.
I'm much more interested now. I'm like,
Yeah, now
why are those two androids talking to each other?
This is basically like the cone of silence from Get Smart.
Yes,
I
that is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
In the mouth.
Right.
This is. If I see two people wearing this, by the way, I'm walking away because they're
That's
clearly
what I'm
having like
saying.
a villain
I'm-
convention.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's right. They're plotting the end of the world.
Oh man.
No, thank you. No, thank
I
you.
don't think it's gonna be fun. But have you ever wanted to use a lawnmower on your face?
I
This
haven't.
one. I just this is.
Oh my
This,
god.
I kept looking at this and thinking about this and looking at the product.
This hurts me just to look at because you're
I
like,
agree.
I'm sorry,
okay?
this guy did not live this long by lawnmowering his face.
There's no way this thing
there's
does
so many good
not.
razors out there.
Right.
Why would I pick this one?
The funny thing is, they can find no way to take a picture of it that doesn't look incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
No matter where they're putting it, how cool.
That guy's cutting himself right now. Like even that doesn't go around contours, curves.
I don't know.
It's supposed to keep you with stubble. Clearly, it's
Right.
not a clean shaving.
No,
type of
it's
thing.
not right.
But
Yeah, showing it in
I love
grass.
it in grass. That's amazing. That's fantastic.
This thing looks crazy. There's blades within it, so you can see right there blades that rotate in there, and then the guard at a sort of an opposite angle, right?
yes.
So it looks like an old pencil sharpener turned inside
This looks like a
out.
torture
Right?
device.
Or
It's the
a
guy
Yeah.
push mower. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean,
No.
that's gonna tear you up.
The tortured pulls that out of his thing and sets it on the table along with a
100%.
bunch of
I'll
knives.
talk.
And then get you a haircut. Now, these I have seen in the past. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, but I've seen
Which one?
The
lock?
No,
The bike
not
lock?
the lock. The lock is the same thing as the other one.
Yeah.
That one.
What is
Is
that?
it a
trimmer.
comb? It's okay. It's like a comb.
No, it's just it's
I'm-
the bottom of it with the knife on top of it, the blade, and when you squeeze it, it just moves it. You just cut hair with it. You guys have never seen
You
this?
trim hedges
No.
with it.
Sorry,
Yeah, I've
I'm
seen
still,
that.
Oh! Yeah.
Don't be that
It
guy.
definitely doesn't do
Put down that
with
old
this.
outdated
this guy.
safety razor and bring it to the lawnmower.
It's called a safety razor because
No.
Manmower.
I would just. I
so many people said this to me.
I hate
I'm
everything about
morbidly
this.
curious about this. I would
Z, I will pay you $100
Absolutely.
Dry it.
Yes.
to do this live.
Yes.
I would take $100 to do this live. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
How short would you go?
Is he using it for real,
How
or
much
is it
do
just?
how much do you value your face?
He's
just
in the
looks-
water.
I don't know. It just
what?
How is
doesn't.
this selling this?
It's indestructible, Tom. Unlike your face.
3-year
when
return
does this
guarantee.
back, or when does this fulfill?
It's done now. You're only one person. You can get his.
What?
No,
I do not. This is
It is September 2022.
Wow.
How much is it?
Oh, that'd be a Kickstarter goal for next year. Z shaving his face.
I don't wanna put the
With
money
this
in it.
monstrosity?
Yes.
Ah, jeez.
And you got to keep your beard length at about where it is right now, by the way.
Yes.
With this.
Yeah, you can't come in here and get yourself all trimmed up and then come out with the man.
Yeah,
mower.
Mike-
It's
Mike
gonna be
couldn't
like
do
a
this.
vacuum
No,
cleaner
no.
where you go, and then you're like, it's caught, and then you pull it
100%.
backwards.
Oh, did you rip it out?
That's why they give you. That's why they give you both, because the other one trims you up first,
Oh, man.
and then you lawn
And
mow
then
it.
finish with the man. mower.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks terrifying.
Oh.
Really terrifying. I'd rather use a straight razor than that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you're saying it's not your pick of the week.
Not my pick of the week.
What is your pick of the week? Because you told us
It
many
was,
things
my,
it was not.
it was nearly my pick of the week.
Oh.
My pick of the week was the absolute first thing we looked at, actually, the abstract game called
Yeah,
something.
The conversations one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was called Philosophy.
This was in my top 3 for sure.
I think this looks really nice. I don't think it's going to do particularly well. It's not the kind of game that does well in Kickstarters or crowdfunding.
It might
I
not
think
fund,
looks-
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
I think it looks really good, neat, pretty. It looks gentle. It looks... yes, the theme is a bunch of nonsense, but they picked a thing. That's nice. But the look of it works for me. There's something soothing and gentle about this, though I doubt the game would necessarily feel that way.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty tactical back and forth.
But yeah, I'm excited by this one. I like the look of it.
No, I think
would
this is a
try
good
this
looking,
out.
good looking project.
All right, Camilla?
I'm going to go with Abduction.
Ooh.
I think this one.
My second pick.
That was not. It was almost your pick, remember? Yeah, I think it looks cute. I would definitely try this. This is one that I would seek out
Crazy it
to
is making
try.
360,000.
Nuts,
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot this week. Was like if I walked by, I'd be like, oh, I'd try that. This
Yeah.
one's like, no, I would seek out an opportunity to try this. I think it's cool. I'm a sucker for the toy factor,
yeah,
and
it
the
looks great.
and the spaceship, and I like those, Tetris kind of polyomino games. So yeah, I think this one looks good.
Mike?
Gosh, I was so close. Both those were
Man,
picks, by the way. I was so close to that one cyberpunky looking one, but there's just not enough information there. So I'm going to go with the Fugitive Run combo there.
It's right here.
I think it's a good looking project. I didn't play Fugitive, but now I want to I don't know if we have it in the library.
I don't think we do, actually.
Yeah,
I think I got rid of this before I started keeping everything in the library.
Yeah, this is one I would be interested in playing both of them. So this is a good one, good looking one anyway.
Well, I will pick the this one.
Oh,
right?
you are okay.
Yes.
You know what? And I know I'm being a hypocrite here because I always say these games sell because of the miniatures.
Yeah.
And my sole interest in this is because the miniatures look fun.
They do look good.
These are pretty unique, though. I thought. I thought these were unique, good-looking miniatures.
I also like how the boxes look.
Yeah.
I do think unless those boxes are huge, it feels way overpriced. Even for being full miniatures, I mean, this
Keep in
makes
mind,
CMON look like their discount bar.
I don't know if you heard. It's still pricey, but you weren't looking at U.S. dollars. You were looking at Singapore dollars. So it's like 300 and some, I think, instead of 400
For all the
and
core
some.
boxes,
Yeah.
right? Not 450 or whatever.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah. So just to be aware of that. It's still not
Okay,
cheap.
I mean, okay, but you know what? 119 for a box full of minis.
It's about what it
I'm
is
getting
now.
closer to.
Yeah.
It's still,
Still a lot, but that's kind of what the market is
But again,
right now.
CMON,
It
you
is.
kind of know what
Yep.
you get into, yeah.
okay, I did not see that. Yeah, so $300 for all three.
You got to do it.
It's still a lot.
All in retailer pledge.
Get that robot arm.
We need to get a retailer
Okay.
license so we can just do this retailer pledge.
How many man mowers could you get with a retailer license?
December 2022. Remember when you said that?
No, I was kidding at the
Look at
time.
your stocking right now.
No, Tom.
Also, the $100 is in Singaporean dollars, so I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that is that. If you just tuned in, we have a contest at the very beginning of the episode. We'll be back live tomorrow morning with Board Game Breakfast. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with our top 10 games that should have been an email. Meanwhile, there's lots of other reviews going up all week long. So until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
And I'm Mike Delisio.
Have fun mowing your face.
No.
Oh, thank you.